Speech is a huge issue for us all, and the way a person speaks is a huge insight into who that person is on the inside. Now, I think we just need to be careful that the cultural implications of this. There are the cultures where it is much more acceptable and a norm to be very an explosive, explicit, angry almost in the way people speak. So we need to be careful. We're not just talking about a middle class acceptability. But having said that, the way we speak is a fascinating area. You show me how someone speaks, and I'll tell you who they are on the inside. And you can see that in many areas. And you can see it in people at the office, at the school, wherever people are. It's interesting, when you talk about someone behind their back, it's often about trying to bolster one's own ego and position or the standing. So I find it more helpful to, rather than to try to suppress it, but to live out of a different place. Because for someone who's got their hand in the hand of Jesus, who knows their identity, who doesn't have these presenting issues of ego, they're really not going to be terribly anxious about the casting aspersions or undermining or the hinting at others. They won't have to form an alliance with other people because they jointly hate others. They won't have to act in these ways. And they won't have to blaspheme either. It's interesting, we sometimes have a view of God that he doesn't really approve of that sort of talk, that somehow he's a bit delicate, like a maiden aunt who's never heard such words before, and he gets a bit upset if we use very strong language. I don't think that's the case at all. He can perfectly well handle it. The issue isn't whether he can handle it, the issue is whether I can handle it. And what I'm saying is that often, or I would say the majority of the time, when we use a swear word or we curse, we're trying to control. We're trying to show someone we're really serious about the point we're trying to make. I'm so intent on you understanding that I know what the answer is on this, I'm going to swear. And we take something from somewhere else that shouldn't be here. So we take God in to strengthen our argument, or Jesus, or sex. Well, sex has got nothing to do with the particular issue we're talking about, but we draw on that to show how serious we are. That's about the control. Whereas Jesus' offer is just say how things are. Let it be as it is. The no is no, and that's the way things are. Why do you need to bring in these other things to make people understand you're really serious? To walk sweetly in the path of Jesus is just to say, this is how things are, this is how things aren't. And when we stray off that, we're not trusting so much our Heavenly Father to be perfectly capable of handling these issues.